Welcome back everyone to Golden Boost, and today is my video review about the Adidas Predator Elite ROTEIRO version. Very special. 212 grams for the boot in size 7.5 US, 25.5 centimeters. It is still light on hand, only about 10 grams difference from the upper hybrid touch version, so it is not a problem for me. The upper is no longer synthetic but natural leather co-fusion skin like on the copper, but it doesn't feel quite the same when touched. The copper has a soft, super soft leather surface with a thick layer of cushioning underneath, but the copper's leather is only on the toe box. The midfoot is still synthetic material. On the other hand, the ROTEIRO has a natural leather surface that extends from the ankle on one side to the other. In terms of leather alone, I feel it is thicker than the coppers, but it doesn't feel as good in hand as the copper. The reason is that the internal liner of the boot is the same as other Predator models, a firmer internal liner, not as cushioned as the copper. So if you are looking for an upper that is exactly like the copper with the rubber elements, you won't find it here. In my opinion, this upper is also very interesting, soft but also firm, and with this construction, maybe you don't have to worry about overstretching. It's quite clear that this version will have a thicker upper than the regular versions. The shape is not wider than other colorways, but it seems that the toe box had more volume, just a little bit more, so you don't have to worry about the space inside. The stripe skin fins are still the same as other Predators, but will they last long on natural leather surface? This is the first time I play with a fold-over tongue, so it looks cool, but the surface is not leather, it is synthetic material like the hybrid touch upper, with a bit of stripe skin on top, and the Adidas logo is also made of a good friction material. The back half of the tongue is a soft fabric and feels softer and more attractive than the regular tongue version. There is an elastic band on the fold-over tongue to attach to the outsole. The collar with prime knit trim, heel and studs are the same as other Predator Elite. The heel cover shaping the foam well, the heel liner is soft and the overall shape fits well around my ankle. The Control Frame 2.0 outsole has good responsiveness. The reinforcement at the big toe and midfoot increase the firmness and elasticity when moving, and Adidas FG boots always have an additional plastic piece inside. I really like that. Easy to put on because the fold-over tongue can create a good opening. On feet it is more comfortable than the hybrid touch versions. The shape feels better stretched, and at the same time the toe is less pressure down to the big toe. Those of you with wide feet will probably prefer this one to those who with narrow feet, as narrow feet people may not feel the tight fitting. I'm not a fan of natural leather football boots, but if I compare this version to the regular version of the Predator Elite, I prefer the ROTEIRO. They have the same internal liner, so feels a bit similar, but the leather surface creates an additional softness and flexibility right out of the box. The upper was not soft at first, making me wonder if it was much different from the regular version, but after only one training session, I can see the difference. Even though the upper is thicker, the touch on the ball is still real and is fun to play with. The satisfying feeling when your foot touches the ball through the leather is something that cannot be replaced. Another point I want to emphasize is the comfort. During the whole process of breaking the ROTEIRO, I didn't have to change the thinner insole, it was completely the original insole. The hybrid touch regular version is thinner and more tight fit at the toe box, so it feels sharper with every touch of the ball, but the toe box is quite low, so at first I have to remove the insole to break in slowly. Those of you who don't like the shape of the regular version should consider this ROTEIRO version. In the first training session, I ran a lot and trained hard, so that many discomfort would go away. And I also just felt that the outsole needed to be broken in. The upper was quite comfortable already. When I first started using them in the first match, which was just one day after the training session, I was quite surprised that I felt the boot was wider than my foot shape. Even though I had tightened the laces, they were too comfortable. So much comfortable that made me a bit difficult to concentrate on the match because I was thinking, what happened to the form of the boots? Then I left the boots there for about 3 days before using them again in the second match, which by the time the leather on the boots seemed to have retained the form and it fit better. In the second match, I felt this was the best shape. With the comfortable fit around my foot, the leather came softer the more I used, so my impression about the feel of the ball improved day by day. There are no blisters and the lockdown is good. Even if I skip the top two lace hole to fold the tongue easier, the heel stay in place, very impressive. The outsole will take time to get softened. Many people often compare this pair with the GX2 Elite because it is the same type of control boot. Then the Predator's outsole is quite harder than the GX2 Elite. It takes more time to break in, but I like the Predators more. Once broken in, it will be more responsiveness, more fun to run. But again, that's personal preference. Shooting is okay because I prefer the feel of shooting on the regular version because the fit is tighter, so I feel more confident and more focused. In conclusion, these are special. The touch on the ball feels different from others colorways, a little bit thicker but still nice. The only thing is the story I shared with you previously about the form of the boots. When I used them for 2 consecutive days, it seems like the boots form is overstretched, but after 3 days of not using them, the boots have retained the form. So my advice is that you should let them have a break. Do not use them like 2 games in 2 days. But it's just me. What about you guys? Please share with me your experience. As I expected, the fold-over tongue does not contribute to the experience of using the boots at all. So if you plan to buy the hybrid touch upper version, you just need to buy the regular tongue is okay. Unless you are a fan of the fold-over tongue, so go for it. My feet are 25.5 cm long and 10.5 cm wide. For these, I'm going to the size at 7.5 OS, 25.5 cm. So that's my video review about the Adidas Predator Elite ROTEIRO. If you have tried these and have different experience than me, please share your opinion in the comment section right down below. Right here you can see there's a playlist of my video in English. Click if you want to see more. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video and don't forget to subscribe.